Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast. I'm Eric Byron, and it is my privilege to host this show where I get to talk to folks from all over the world who are education thought leaders and innovators. We'll hear inspiring stories from educators, EdTech founders, AI experts, and others who are fearlessly innovating and delivering unique learning experiences. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast, Season 3 Review. It's been an incredible season with many inspirational guests on the show. And Season 3 took a long time to unfold. I took some time off at the end of Season 2, did some traveling, I started writing a book, and so there really weren't that many episodes in the first 6 months that I published. But the last 6 months, we've really gotten back on track. I've had just amazing guests on the show. So I'm proud to say that I can now claim that this podcast is one of the top education podcasts in Asia. And I've been nominated for an award, the Open Education Award for Excellence. Such an honor just to be nominated. I should know in a couple of weeks if I get that award. All right, let's recap. So the season started actually with Phil Alcott. He was speaking to us from Mexico on the topic of AI and project-based learning, with an emphasis on personalized learning, a theme you're going to see come up again here in several episodes. Phil showed us how AI can help teachers be more creative in designing those PBL experiences. All right, next up was Will Goldsmith from Bedale School in England. Now here we have just another example of personalized learning and lots of creativity. A great example of how a school can move away from traditional GCSE system and then maintain high academic standards and achievement. Chris Hess, Director of AI Product Management at Pearson. So he was here. We discussed the integration of AI in education to enhance learning and teaching experiences. We talked about the zone of proximal development and continuous assessment. Moving right along. Laura Jacobs, no grades, no grades. So we talked about her experience in implementing competency-based learning and a system that eliminates grade levels and marks. So another great example of individualized learning. Mila Davenport talked to us from Thailand. She's an AI ethicist with a background in philosophy for children. She's building a platform working with some NGOs to provide resources to promote student wellness and digital literacy. It's another theme we'll see throughout the season. All right, my next guest took things in a different direction. Sharon Galor is truly a global citizen, and we spoke about the importance of communities in education. This was a fascinating talk about regenerative education and a radically new view of how communities can be organized. He's got a book also there I highlighted. All right. Nitin Gore. He's the founder and CEO of Bloomster, and he came on to discuss his journey from a 17-year career at Citibank to becoming this founder of Bloomster, which is a platform focused on holistic student development. Going beyond social and emotional learning, Nitin focuses on giving kids the skills and resilience they need to succeed in life. Emily Churkin. This was a great conversation. She's what we call tech intentional, and she's a strong advocate for data privacy. making a case that almost all education companies sell student data and prioritize profits over protecting students' data. Now, we didn't agree on all points there, but it was a really highly informative discussion. Dr. Jennifer Chang Wathall. She's from Hong Kong, and we discussed her transition from concept-based mathematics to AI-powered pedagogy, and that's the title of the book she wrote on the topic. It's emphasizing the importance of deep conceptual understanding and inquiry-based learning. Really good stuff. Okay, another author, Roger Gerard, came on to talk about dealing with burnout and disengagement, both for students and for teachers. He's a leadership consultant and author. Roger talks about intrinsic motivation and introduced us to the 5 promises and 2 actions for leaders. And there's more. Season 3 just kept getting better as it went. I got Jonathan Stewart to come on the show to dig deeper into what's going on with the alpha schools. We got the inside scoop about their use of AI tutors and these life skills workshops. And spoiler alert, they're not replacing teachers with AI. Next up, we learned about AI character design with Sonia Tewari. This really began almost a mini series within the season, and some of my own rants here, about the dangers of AI companionship bots and the need for regulation. After Sonia was Hai-Hao Liu. Hai-Hao is an AI researcher who's working on a design for a hybrid AI solution for math tutoring. It leverages a combination here of large language models, LLMs, and knowledge graphs, creating this neurosymbolic AI solution. Really fascinating, super smart guy. Annette Levesque. She emphasized the importance of hybrid and blended learning models, especially for younger students. She's an expert in virtual and remote education, and she's the founder of the Global Education Station. I was a guest on her podcast. Stefan Bouchard was my first 2-time guest on the show. He came back to talk to us about a different kind of AI literacy. He teaches students how to thrive in an AI world, and preparing them for a future workforce with an emphasis on entrepreneurial skills and giving them an understanding that jobs of today may not be the jobs of the future. Really great to have him back on the show. Yuri Mello. He came on the show to share his story of creating School Pulse. Another just high energy, super interesting guy. He's a licensed clinical worker with 20 years experience in leveraging what he calls adventure-based learning. In a proactive approach with the School Pulse for giving kids resources and support to build the skills and resilience they need to deal with stress and avoid crisis. Love the work he's doing. All right, we got just 2 more, but they're truly awesome. All right, Adrian Ireland is the author of Designing Different, a New Architecture for Learning, one of my new favorite books. And he's all about redesigning the system. We don't need better, we need different when it comes to education. That's the core of his message. His approach is positive and practical, and he makes it doable for teachers. Finally, I guess kind of saving the best for last, they were all good, but I was so privileged to have David DJ Begbie from Crossroads Foundation on the show. DJ's story is incredibly inspiring and uplifting. He believes that we need to teach students that they can make a difference in this world and that we all have something to contribute in our own unique way. I have been so blessed to have the opportunity to talk with each of these guests, and they've all given me so much to think about and to act on. See, this show, it is about great stories in innovation and education, but the mission is to inspire action. We need to be brave and find ways to innovate and engage students in active learning pedagogies. I've seen so many wonderful examples over the last 2 years, and I look forward to more stories as I launch season 4 in the next couple of weeks. All right, I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening again to the Education Innovators Podcast. I hope you will subscribe. Don't want to miss an episode. Some of the incredible stories we're going to have coming in season 4. To all those education innovators out there, be fearless. Thanks for doing what you're doing. You are making a difference.